How's it going, everybody? Doing a thoughts on Silent Hill Downpour video here today. I completed it last night. Put a little over 10 hours into it. I believe 10 hours, 8 minutes, the stats told me. Pretty good game. I was pleasantly surprised by it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. The best of the three most recent ones, Homecoming, Origins, and this one. I would have to say this one is my favorite of the three. I completed Origins. That one was pretty good. I did not like Homecoming. I probably got about halfway through that one, and it was just pissing me off every 15 minutes. Combat was kind of annoying, and they threw enemies at you, and they would like constantly come after you, and they wouldn't let you be. This one pretty good though. You're Murphy Pendleton here in the cover. He's in prison, and you're being transferred, and the bus crashes. The opening scene is you go into the showers. You like make this deal with one of the guards. You go into the showers, and this other guy comes in. You turn on the showers, so it steams up, and you can't see the cameras can't see you. The guy lets you know this. The guy comes in, and you fucking fuck him up. You stab him and shit, and supposedly kill him. You find out through the story who he is, and why you've gone in jail. I'm not going to reveal why he was in jail, but you know what? I might as well. There's spoilers here. Anybody, we can stop watching this video or whatever. He's in there. You kill the guy. The guy you kill is, or almost completely kill, is the guy who had killed your son, and Murphy gets put into jail. On purpose. He does like some, it gets revealed pretty early on that he like went to jail for like stealing a cop car, some basic stuff. He wasn't going to be in there that long anyway. And you make a deal with the guy, the guard, and you go in there, and you don't finish him all, you don't kill him, he's not dead, and the guard that you made the deal with finishes him off, and now he wants something in exchange, and I won't reveal that. What you have to do in exchange is the big reason why you're, I guess you're in Silent Hill now. After the bus crashes, you're running away from the bus. You're in Silent Hill. There's a lady cop on the bus who, or a lady guard, I think she's a cop, who plays a big part in the story as well. And she pops up a few times. And you can make some choices throughout the game, which will also play a part in the end. There's a few endings. But story's pretty good. Voice acting is good. Graphically, it's decent looking game. It's not incredible. You do go to the other world a few times, and when you're there, there's like a thing that like it's like some kind of like, I don't know what it is, but it appears. It's like bright light, and it's like chasing you, and like if it catches you, you like just burn up, like the enemies do when you kill them. And it's chasing you, and the first two times you're just booking from it, and it's like you gotta like find the right ways to go, and it's chasing you, and you can knock over these things in cages, these weird looking Silent Hill type things, to slow it down, because it will eat that stuff alive. And, and it will slow that down a little bit. Later on, there's like other things, like there's these things attached to the walls that are like spitting out blood, and there's spikes you gotta shimmy through these, like these tight corridor type things, and spikes are coming out, you gotta time it right and stuff like that. You've got to avoid things are coming down, you gotta avoid those and stuff like that. Later on, you're not in the other world too long. The end boss is actually really cool looking, really cool, pretty good boss fight as well. They do the annoyance of, after you like do the first two little parts of it, there's like 4 things you gotta pull out, or I think it's 4, and you do the first 2, and then enemies come at you, he throws a few enemies at you. Thankfully it wasn't too annoying. I got a little annoyed, and then I realized it wasn't that big of a pain in the ass, because I just booked past them. But the boss fight was cool, the boss looked cool, real creepy look to it and stuff, and that was pretty cool. The side quests are also cool. Another plus was the side quests. I looked on the trophies. There's about 13 side quests. Actually, it's 14, I believe. I looked online. I believe one could only be done after you beat the game, I think. But I did 6 of them. You can run into random houses. and usually that will side quest will start up when you get in there and you locate the proper items. I did 6 of them, and they're pretty cool. They're quick. A few of them were locating things, which I didn't get to finish, like paintings. I found like 5 paintings. I assumed there was more. Letting birds out of their cages, I let 3 out. They were like located, scattered throughout town. I let 3 out. Another one was locating like these symbols with this thing. You get like you have your regular flashlight, and then you find the UV flashlight, and that will help locate clues and stuff. You use that a decent amount. But that would come in handy with those. I only found like 2 of those. Those 3 things. Those were 3 of the side quests. But one of the cool side quests that I did was you go into this house, going through the window, and you like find some blood stains and stuff, and then you find a record and the crank, and you put it on the gramophone or whatever, and you're cranking it, and it starts playing the music or whatever it is. I don't know if it's like the lady screaming or something. I can't remember. And you're cranking it, and it's going in reverse, and you see like the lady's body appear when you keep cranking it, and then you see the guy coming down the stairs, and you see him with the axe killing her in reverse. It's kind of cool. And then like after you play it full and you see him do that, and then his like spirit comes out of the picture that's on the wall, like the 3 people are on the wall, and then you gotta have to burn his picture to complete that side quest. That was a cool one. There's like the Dead Man's Hand one, the Aces and Eights, you know, based on the Wild Bill Hickok thing. But that guy is like dead, and you gotta find his heart. There was another one with like cop cars. You had to recall them from the police station dispatcher. I did that one. There was one where I scatter ashes. And when you do these, you usually get health packs and bullets and stuff where you find pieces of the mysteries or your backstory and stuff, or other people's backstory, stuff like that. You know, you get like little goodies. You can find artifacts. I found like 2, I think, or 3. I found 2 of them in St. Maria's orphanage or whatever it was. But overall, it wasn't super creepy, but it definitely had its moments of creepiness. Didn't have the sense of dread of some of the older ones, like that just constant sense of dread, for me at least, that some of the older ones had, especially 2 and 3 really had. Definitely didn't have that, but it definitely had moments of creepiness. I definitely got a little creeped out in some moments in this, so that was cool. Combat's decent. You get weapon. You can carry a gun at the same time. You can have a shotgun and a handgun, but when you pick up like a regular weapon, like an axe or something, he'll drop the handgun, so you can't have like 3 at the same time. But you can carry like an axe and a shotgun, or an axe and a handgun. You get like an axe, or you can get like an axe or a shovel, crowbars, chairs, glass bottles, bricks, scattered all throughout the environment. There's just regular 2x4s, like a piece of a banister, a rake. I definitely saw a rake. I don't think I used it though. Stuff like that scattered throughout the environment. Crowbars and axes. There's a wrench. Crowbars and axes you can use on certain doors are covered up by planks of wood. You can break them down with that. The monster designs aren't that good in it. There's like a witch type thing that will scream at you, and you gotta shake the left thumbstick to break out of it if you're within the radius she's in when she screams. There's these things that will jump up on the ceiling and come down on you. Those are probably the toughest enemies. Actually, they probably aren't. But there's those. They come down. There's these like female mannequins that will appear, and then like spirits come out of them, and you gotta like bust up the mannequins, and then the spirits will stop coming out. And there's these guys that kind of like run at you and they wail on you. And then there's like bigger versions of those that are in the prison. Those are actually probably the toughest guys. When they hit you, it sucks. Those are probably the toughest enemies. I think those are the only enemies in the game other than the end boss. Those 5 guys. Oh, well, and there's those things that are attached to the wall that spit out stuff that are in the other world. And there's those things. Monster design isn't that great though, especially compared to the older ones. The combat is decent. You can block. Your weapons will break. Even your shotgun will break if you're out of bullets and you start whacking them with it. They will break. There's the usual puzzles and stuff. You gotta get codes. You get some key cards here and there, stuff like that. The usual survival horror stuff. What am I forgetting? Oh, another negative. The biggest negative in the game is there is some serious stuttering in this game. Like the game just like will be like your guy will be running. It'll just stutter along at parts. Thankfully, it doesn't happen during combat, but it will just happen a really good amount in the game. I don't know if that happens in the Xbox version as well. I think it does. I do remember reading about that. I guess they didn't patch it. It's also on the PC, I think. I don't know if it does it in that. But that's a pain in the ass. Not enough to ruin the game, obviously. I beat it. But that's also a pain in the ass. I filmed a video yesterday that I will put up before this, and you'll see a little bit of it. But that's a cool little video. I read about that part and I put it up. I got up to it and I saw that was going to be the part. So I filmed it. It's a short one. It's like a 6-minute video, so I was glad to put that up. That'll be, like, I guess, the gameplay video I do of it. But overall, a really cool game. Definitely a pleasant surprise. Definitely, for sure. It's a little on the bright side, I guess. It doesn't have like that darkness, especially Silent Hill 2. I had 3 out of 2. So did the first one, 4 as well, I guess. You know, all those ones where you just almost like you have to like adjust your eyes after playing it. When you get into like when it turns into the other world, I guess because you're not really in the other world too much in this one. And when you are, it's still pretty lit up, and you're just like most of the time you're just booking because that thing is chasing you a good part of it. But overall, there's a lot of positives to like in this game. And the side quests were a cool addition because they don't take up much time. You're running around the town a lot, and you just will come across doors that you can get into, and it's cool. The Silent Hill 4, the room nod was cool. They play a tune from the first one as well. There's that nod. There's some nods to Silent Hill Homecoming, like pictures you look at that will be like Shepherd's Glen. That was the town the guy was from the first one. I mean, in Homecoming. But there was a lot of good stuff going on in this one for sure. It's a 3D game. Obviously, my TV's not 3D, so. Overall, definitely good. I would check it out if you're into Silent Hill for sure. The price I got it at was certainly worth it. It would have been worth a decent amount more than that too. A little short. I could have stretched it out if I did more of the side missions, probably maybe by like 2 hours. Like I said, the side missions aren't long, so probably maybe not even 2 hours. But I mean, that lends to replayability. If you don't feel like doing them all in the first playthrough, you can totally do them again. You know, pretty good puzzles in there. Like I said, the story's pretty good. It's got the typical Silent Hill thing. There's multiple endings. I went back and saw a few of them because there's a save right at the end where you could see, at least. I saw 3 of them because the first time I didn't do anything, and just an ending came up which ended up being the worst. And then I went back and did it again and got one. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna, because you get, like I said, you get choices, and you get a choice at the end there. And then I went back and did the opposite choice, just to see the other, just to see how it changed. Definitely pretty cool though. I know I watched the after I got those endings, I watched the there's a wacky ending involving actually Pyramid Head. Happy to not actually see Pyramid Head pop up in this game, which was nice. I know he likes to get they like to whore him out a bit now, but nice to see. He does pop up in the weird ending, which I watched, which is kind of funny. So does Heather from 3. The dude, James Sunderland from 2 is in there. There's the guy, Harry in the first one's in there, which Heather's his kid. And Heather's Cheryl. I think her name was Cheryl in the first one. They're all in there. It's pretty funny. It's like a birthday thing. It's funny. No UFO ending though. Definitely a good game. Check this one out for sure. I'm trying to think if I ever got anything. There's Subway. There's like a Subway system. I don't know if you get maybe a key or something if you play it again, because doors were locked, so I couldn't get anything in there. I know I found the painting in the one, but you could run through the tunnels a little bit. But I don't know if maybe there's some more hidden items in there or something. I don't know. Good stuff. You can walk across like bound. They do a lot of different, like a lot of balancing parts where you're walking across beams. You have to balance yourself. Like I said, the enemies don't get overwhelming, which is good. You can run away from them all if you want to. There's a trophy for that. I didn't get it. Definitely pretty good stuff, though. Definitely check this one out, though, if you're into Silent Hill, if you're into survival horror. Pretty good game. Definitely a pleasant surprise for me. Glad I picked it up. But thanks everyone for checking it out, and have a good day.